Welcome to the International Women's Day Summit, Women Rising. I'm Melissa Groom, your host. I'm thrilled to be here today with you all, and thank you so much for joining us. Look, I'm absolutely ecstatic with our very first opening guest speaker, Marilyn Shermer, known by most as Maz Shermer. She's an expert in the psychology of the female transformation. She's an innovator of Creatrix, an innovator of transformology. She's a Triple Globe Award winner, CEO of 2 companies, and she's a multiple best-selling author. The #1 leader of women during the GFC in a Fortune 500 company, ranking #1 in 10 countries. She's led women to establish businesses who sold in excess of $34.7 million. And today, Maz is with us as the founding director of the Institute of Women International, a mother and a grandmother of 9. Maz's legacy is to set 10 million hearts free using the various methods that she's created. So please welcome Marilyn Shermer.
Thanks, Melissa. Geez, I sound amazing.
You look $1 million. And what's that sign behind you, Maz?
Beg your pardon? That's
Discover Life Without Limitation.
Yes, that's it for women.
That's what you're all about. So the Institute of Women is all about empowerment and living life without limits. But tell me, Maz, what does empowerment actually mean to you?
It means more than just believing in yourself, because I think that that's how we're used to seeing empowerment, is us just feeling good about ourselves. But we kind of have 3 relationships, really. We have the relationship with ourselves that we need to be empowered in, and we need to be empowered in our relationships with others, and also with money as well, because I really believe that true empowerment, and money's not about money, it's just that if a woman can sustain herself, then she gets to make choices in life. So, a lot of people stay in abusive relationships with women because they just can't afford to leave. And so I think that, to me, I want to know that women are empowered to just make the best choice for them. So it's I like to call it like complete balanced empowerment.
Yes. So how do they do that? How do they get to that position, Maz? Because I know your story. If you haven't read Maz's book, she has been through an incredible journey in her life, and she has empowered many women all around the world, sharing her story. She was actually our main guest speaker at the launch of Empowered Mums. So what is it, Maz, that makes you different, or helped get you out of the situation that you were in that was really not a good situation? How did you come to be the founder of the Institute of Women?
Well, I think for me, being born with a vagina certainly caused me to find myself at 31 years old, having been, molested as a child, raped as a woman, and abused as a woman as well, and then ending up, living in hiding and fearful and all of this sort of thing. And it was just a pattern. And that, but what happened for me was I had a natural wake-up call. Not many people get blessed with one of those, and usually it takes, a tragedy or something like that to actually trigger it. And for me, I called it in as we do. And it was waking up in the floor of a phone box on the side of the road, going into not hiding this time, but on a relocation program where I was not getting help anymore. And it was probably the best thing that ever happened to me, because before that I had no money, no self-esteem. I couldn't even eye contact. I was terrified of women as well as men. It was just, felt very alone on the planet. And I had a miserable childhood, basically, and I was a woman with a bad attitude, and nothing was going to change if something big didn't change. And that wake-up call was they happen in nature. We all see it, but, you know, we'll hear of somebody, they've just been out, they had a heart attack or something like that. They wake up in hospital and they always say two things: time stood still and the world went silent. And I had that experience. And what happens in that, I don't know if it was a second or 10 minutes or whatever it was, but in mine, it's like you wake up. It's like you see reality. It's like all the lenses of all of your conditioning. For me, my faculties hadn't caught back up with me yet in the shock moment. So some shocks cause PTSD, and there's some that are the opposite of that, which is an awakening. And that's what it was for me.
And do you find that women have to hit rock bottom to change?
No, because I've gone on and created an on-purpose wake-up call so everybody can actually change in the moment and have the same thing occur without having a tragedy to trigger it. So that's really, I think, why I'm here on this planet. I think that, and I had to suffer what I suffered. And, and it's about breaking cycles, not just, getting rid of beliefs, getting rid of thoughts, getting rid of feelings and all of this sort of thing. It's about breaking the cycle for me, because when I was really researching and found epigenetics, oh my gosh, I was like, oh my gosh, we women have experienced different things to men throughout history. We've actually got different blocks.
What does epigenetics even mean, Mads?
Just inheriting like unresolved emotional traumas and PTSDs where that person back in history in our DNA, our ancestors.
So we're born with these things already, regardless of even our experiences in life.
And that's why women are searching to find themselves and can't find themselves, because they're only looking within their past. And you'll never get it, because it'll reoccur if you only fix the issues that you've had in this life. Because a lot of women, I've met teenagers who have the perfect life and want to jump off a cliff, and no one knows why, and they have this severe depression and anxiety. It's like they were just predisposed to have it, and then you look in their history and it exists in their family. So that's my thing, is in empowering women. The way to truly do it is to heal. Like, a lot of us go mindset, but really mindset is a neural pathway thing. It's here. And then we have the heart, and then we have the gut. Well, the female operates from the neck down in our natural design, and the male tends to, from the neck up, be very effective in this world, in this day and age, and the way the world has turned out. It's really easy for a male to go and get mindset work, but for a woman to change our incessant head chatter, by the way, men don't even know what that is, it doesn't come from our head. It comes from below our neck, and it comes up, and we've got all these wounds in our heart that aren't even ours, and we need to fix that. We need to get to the absolute root. We need to, because look, we don't have to go and, I did a talk at the Women's Lifestyle Expo here on the Sunny Coast, and, I was talking about, where all this comes from. And when you study history, we've just evolved to here. We will never be empowered by just trying to believe in ourselves. You can read 1,000 of the best self-help books, go spend over $100,000 on courses that all tell you, believe in yourself, you're good enough, but you still don't believe it in the core of you. And that's where it radiates out of you. This law of attraction, you can control it temporarily, but if you want a whole life change, you've got to heal the core, which is like the core center. Can you imagine, that's where all energy is radiating from. If you don't heal your soul, then you're not going to have a beautiful, clean spirit. And then you unconsciously attract. You don't have to do the law of attraction on, consciously. That's such hard work, So I like to reprogram women from the neck down to be into their natural way that we create. Men have to build by plans and steps and goals, and, everything's got time and space. Not for us. No, we just create it from the neck down by being all that we are. And, we've got a uterus program that runs your brain, like it or not. So because of these things, when you heal the heart, so to me, it's heart set women need. Men need mindset, we need heart set, because our hearts reset, comes up to our mind, empties it of that incessant head chatter. then there's no more self-doubt. What's our base program below that? Love. I'm about getting it on automation, so you don't have to think about it anymore. None of this working on yourself. It's not going to happen like that.
Right. Yeah. So we are so different, and how are we so different to men, and why do we need to know that we're different?
Look, it's been kept from us. It's so amazing that science, even police know that, like, they know by your last name and your address whether you're likely to have domestic violence in your family. It's ridiculous how much of the establishment out there knows, and science knows. They're even testing us females in science is mostly tested on boy castrated mice. That's the female version. That's how much we're just boys without balls. So, but we're so different. Did you know our retina cells have more of the M ganglion cells? What they are is the focus. This is the opposite of what John Gray says in Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. He says we're in peripheral. No, we're not. Men are in peripheral. As a natural base default, little boy, little girl sitting in a rocker in front of mummy, boy knows mummy's smiling because he sees this smile in space, measurement in space. That's why men like to see our teeth when we smile. If we just sit there and go, he doesn't notice, he can't read that. And whereas a little girl looks at mummy and goes, she's not quite right. Even though she's smiling, I can see little differences. It's like NLP rapport. All it is female, what we do naturally outside of consciousness. So, we're just so different. Even our retina cells are different. Our uterus, cyclic uterus, uses brain power for different things at different stages of the month. And so if we're being consistent, for example, in business, we're going to burn out. You can't be consistent. Get with the program. Your program is cyclic. You need to know what stage of your cycle in your business you need to do internal work. You need to do external work in your business. For us,
when you're talking about cycle, you're talking about our menstrual cycle?
I am, but when you think of it like that, it's hard to relate it. But what we do know is these hormones, progesterone, cause confidence, right? So it rises when we're supposed to go out and connect and find a mate, and it drops drastically at a certain point. And so we doubt ourselves. We need to understand when to utilize the natural fuel, if you'll call it fuel. So it's like, as long as we go for these mainstream masculine male models that have all been created by men, then we're going to fry our circuits, because they're teaching us to run on a diesel system, but we need unleaded. And our system is burning out by trying to do it their way, with goals and all of this and being consistent. No, we can't be consistent. We shouldn't be consistent. And we're beautiful as we are. We're so powerful when we tune into our innate system that we just create success. It's ridiculous. People go, Maz, why do you always make it look so easy? You always make it sound easy. And I'm like, well, you always make it sound complicated. And it's because you operate from up here. Stop it. Work, let's unlayer everything from here. That'll quiet the mind. It will take the rust off your gut antenna. You turn your femaleness back on. And if if your body is telling you, lay on the couch, eat chocolate and cry and watch a soapy, do it. It's healthy. Your body screams at you and gives you messages. Listen to it. Why do we because we've been told by men to put your business in the business box, put your personal life, and then we try to have balance. Sorry, guys. We don't even have areas of life. If we've got a sick kid at home, we're just useless at work. We're all it's all one thing for us. We're just one whole being. Don't you think?
Yes, I so resonate. Yes,
because making sense. It's like, so if you go to business courses that don't address your heart pain and heal, because look, mindset courses will deal with the fear of rejection on a phone. Just get on the damn phone, do this, do that. It's a numbers game, you get no's. Sorry, depends on what time of the month. I'm going to take it so personally at one time of the month that I'm going to think it's going to feel just as painful as being rejected by the love of my life. We need to know how to navigate. So we're an iPhone, they're an Android. we're at Android app school. We keep plugging all these Android apps into our system and wondering why we're frying our circuits and still don't get anywhere, you know, whereas we need to go get our Apple apps. That's what we're made for. It's not as if I'm saying we're different in a way that makes us less or more. That's not what this is about. It's just about get with the damn program.
Well, men are from Mars, women are from Venus, right?
Yeah, exactly. Even some of that knowledge, though, I actually don't, science doesn't back. And I've got a little bit of, what I've proven by working with thousands and thousands of women, especially in business. So there's some things that we need to understand. I know of at least 50 differences where females are different that actually matter to everyday women running their everyday life. And that's just scientific data and fact. And wow. It relates. No one has linked these dots, and it's killing us. It's causing us to have depression forever, no matter what we do. It's causing us anxiety. We can have such terror over a phone call in our veins that it links back to some historic thing where maybe, we were weighed on Sundays for 300 years, women were weighed, and if they were under a certain weight, they were killed that day because they were deemed a witch because they must be living on herbs. So could we even have the fear of being thin as the fear of death?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's why the minute we get to our goal weight, we cannot stay there. We're just like, we have to sabotage it quick. And we have to get comfortable because we're safe when we've got meat on our bones because we're not going to be killed. And it's just a DNA memory. We can't explain it. But this is my thing. I want to truly empower women to break the cycle of why we've become disempowered, unlayer it, release our beautiful essence into the world. And it was always going to take a woman. A man could have never discovered any of the stuff I've discovered. And even in science, they're still testing us. More than 70% of testing on female subjects is actually castrated boy mice still to this day. It's like a biggest kept secret, and it's actually true and fact, and you can look it up and you'll actually find it. So that I just want to share our pink print, our empowerment pink print for the female, not a blueprint. So yeah, I just want to help women know that they're enough, not have to keep working on it.
Yeah, wow, that's amazing. So, I mean, look, you've got so much amazing stuff that you can share with us, but what is the one thing above all that you really want women to know?
You're freaking awesome. You're so powerful, right, that I believe through history, men were so scared of it because that's how powerful we are. And that's why they're so scared of us rising. Not all men. I'm not saying that because I'm about if we step into all that we are, we stand side by side and we can educate them how we're different and it be okay. And that causes us to come together. So harmonious relating with males. Yeah. And when I say females, I know that we've got a lot of women that do operate a masculine program and they're very successful and all of that. There's always there's always somebody who debunks that it's not a strict thing. But, it's majority. And if you're born with a uterus, you run the female program, So I just think that we're so powerful that when we do rise as we are, and we are, we all brought this to us. You're watching this right now because you brought this to you. So we are rising, but we've got to do it in such a way where we're not a threat. We're needed now. That's all. We're needed now. And we need to let go of where we've been wronged and instead face that darkness, ditch that darkness, heal the heart. The heart is in a million pieces. And I love to make that whole again because that then causes the gut to come back to what it was designed for. Women's intuition, we've lost it. We make bad decisions because there's so much rust on that antenna. So for me, I want you to step into your power. Seriously, I was my mother was her mother. We had guns at our head as the norm. It's not okay. Yeah, and I don't want that. I've got 4 granddaughters, 5 grandsons. I want my grandsons to understand girls. I want girls to understand boys. I want us to come together and be allowed to be all that we are in our own right. And then we can come together united, respect each other. And so my message is, you are powerful beyond measure. And when you heal your heart, and you will know it, you won't ever question it again. You just will you won't step into it, because you are it. You will just actualize your essence, okay? And the world needs your spirit to be free. And if your spirit radiating from your soul, your core, from the damage, you need to go to the root. You need to get to the core. That's what I do with women. And I love to give them complete empowerment, because once we've finished that and we get you there, there's something else that we've got conditioned, and that is money. It's not that you're not worthy or deserving. It's not that. And we think it is. So we do that and we're still broke. No.
Yes.
Money's what I have finally mastered. And that is my message. Like, how do I go? I went from 31 years with no money. I didn't have a fridge for Christmas. We were all sharing 2 single mattresses on the floor, living in hiding, changing changing my name. And it was horrible. And, to flying around the world 5-star and helping other women be really successful. What I do know is women and success. I just want more of us out there, because the world needs us, and other women need us. Our grandchildren need us.
That's right. Our children deserve to have a happy mum.
The ripple effect of a woman transformed, holy crikey. And I witness that every day. We release thousands of hearts, and my mission is 10 million hearts set free. And I am sending that out to the universe to find those women, to help them actualize themselves, because it's going to take a lot of us to do that. So 10 million hearts set free in my lifetime, and I'm 55. So, all right, I'm fast track now. It's time to fast track. So
yes, we all need to come together and unite and make this a mission together.
And that's how women do it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, Maz. So where can people connect with you and get in touch with you to learn more about what you do?
Well, in my special gift offer, you will watch me really raw and real, really open, vulnerable, and intimate, sharing with you your female pink print. And
you've got a webinar there for people to watch?
Yes, it's a recorded webinar.
Yes.
But if you go to Institute of Women Facebook page, and you can enter there, and you will go there, find more information, and I will put a link at the top of the Facebook page. The best way, actually, join me in my Facebook group called Women Determined to Succeed. If you go there, you will find my best stuff.
And I'll see you there. So Marilyn, thank you so much. I've had the honour to be creatrix myself, and definitely my life has absolutely transformed in the last 4 years especially. And I totally have changed the way I perceive myself, which I think is a very, very big thing, and a very powerful thing that we need to do to change first in order for anything else to change. And I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for creating Creatrix and the wonderful work that you do, because I have benefited from it. So has my family. As a result, my children, as you said, the ripple effect, all the clients that I work with, that I help to elevate and empower.
And what about also, you were able to charge a certain amount of money, you were able to step into your worth, you were able to, because I think that's what we're missing in women. We don't want to talk money or anything, but actually it's so empowering that we need to finally step into that, because that's how this world works, and that gives you that power to be able to, start a school in a third world country, to start an empowerment school for yourself, or you can have a bigger impact. And that's the one thing we've always rejected, but watching you and what you said to me the other day, that's what really thrills me, that we're able to go from 2 figures to 3 figures. from 3 figures to 4 figures, from 4 figures to 5 figures, and so on like that. And that's empowering us to have a bigger impact and, you know, to be able to really help more people at the end of the day, break the cycle. You know, it's our masculine side. So although we have to unlayer our feminine side, we then have to go and face our darkness as well to be okay with also being able to turn on and off masculine and feminine naturally as we need to.
All right, final words. Final words.
Okay, you as a woman are complete. You are whole. You are enough. You already have it all within you. It's just a matter of connecting with that. That's it. And set your heart free. Set yourself free because you've already got it. It's just layers on top of it. That's it. You're already empowered. You just need to ditch those rusty layers sitting on top. You're just SHIT hot.
You're hot. You are enough and you are hot. Coming from Maz Sherma from the Institute of Women. Thank you, Maz.
You're welcome. It's been my absolute pleasure.